Showtime.
Welcome to Have a Drink, the show where you learn along with us about the glorious drink called beer. I'm Brittany Lee Walker.
I'm Justin Frazier.
I'm Christopher Walker.
And I'm Casey Price.
Oh.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Oh.
Let's go.
Gonna get a hey.
Sorry, I was making a little bit of noise cleaning up pre-show beers.
So, how's everybody been?
Oh, you know.
Moving. Getting settled in. You may notice, Dat Cowbell, which will be at Nerdtacular. I guess we want to...
Our neighbors won't hate us.
Yeah,
Not
no.
at all. I guess we want to go ahead and start with that at the top. We will be at Nerdtacular, and we were discussing, we are doing a big hangover event the day after Nerdtacular down in Salt Lake. We have discovered 2 breweries that are open on Sundays.
Which is definitely an issue.
Truly the greatest of places.
If you want to find where there's a single drop of alcohol in Salt Lake, we will find it. And join us that Sunday. What are the dates on Nerdtacular again?
June 29th, which is like usually their meet and greet day, that Thursday. And then that Friday and Saturday are the dates.
Yes, we're
so
thinking...
So it July 1st, I want to say?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I know it's closer to the 4th of July.
Right, it's basically
the best I had.
4th of July weekend. Because 4th of July is on like a Tuesday.
That's next year, right?
No, that's in like...
It's very soon.
Rapidly approaching. But I guess...
I think I may have bought the wrong plane tickets.
We're going to try and sandwich this in since everyone's going to be busy. Maybe that opening night we'll do a bottle share back in our room, which is big enough to hold a lot of us. And then... Sunday,
a good number of us.
Yeah. That Sunday, we're going to do a nice after party taking over Salt Lake. So, yeah.
Seriously, what are they going to do? I don't have a Mormon. I don't have a cliche that doesn't involve Mormons.
Not prepared.
I wasn't prepared for this joke. I'm sorry. Take 2.
I'm looking forward to Nerdtacular, and I'm looking forward to Uinta.
Yeah, man. I want to go to Uinta so bad.
Yeah.
They're closed on Sunday, so as soon as we get off the plane, we're just like straight to Uinta.
I'm down for this. Doesn't our plane land like kind of early anyway?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now, since everything's changed.
That's right. But you know what? It's a blessing in disguise, guys.
It is. Yeah.
Sure.
Since they can think Chris is the missing Sasquatch.
Fact.
So let's break into the first beer.
Ooh. Yes, we are drinking the Victory Sampler Pack tonight.
Yes.
Tasty. So first up, we do have that Headwaters.
Headwaters.
So this is the one that's actually different. If you got the summer pack that's just now coming out, it may be different in that one, but...
That's the only difference, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
the
that's
packs,
it.
okay.
And everything that's on shelves currently should be, I think they just switched their marketing, so it may be rolling out to shelves over like a week or 2.
Okay.
But anyways, Headwaters, it's a pale ale made with Vienna, Pilsner, light caramel malts, as you can see with that color, for sure. Simcoe and Citra, and I love how they name or start talking about this hop. Or
I would say like those are hop names I know. They sound delicious.
So 5.2% ABV, crisp and aromatic, boldly hopped American ale, balances notes of citrus and tea-like earthiness from American hops with a subtle German malt base, citrus and catty hop character from the Citra and Simcoe blend, aromatic. Yes.
When we say catty, do we mean like it's really mean and says rude things about you behind and maybe in front of your back?
More like how cats smell after
Little cat
after a few
pissy.
days. Little bit. Flavor is similar, but has a dry, toasty finish. Every time you purchase Headwaters Ale, a portion of the proceeds go into the Headwaters Grant Fund.
Ooh.
Oh. It's,
Well, that's
I
nice.
definitely get a tea
They
smell.
have a fund just to make more of their beer.
Yeah.
I do.
Oh, I assume it's actually some sort of water.
Yeah, water
Conservation.
conservation.
Yeah. Now
It's
that
good.
you mention it, definite tea in the aroma on that.
Yeah, sure. See what the Headwaters Grant does. Community Innovation Grant.
Oh, I like this.
Wow, it's a strange bitterness.
Head's
is-
really lacy.
It even tastes a lot like tea. This is really crazy.
Like, if you
Like,
look at
it's
that,
not like I don't mean like in
You
a bad
rock
way. I
it.
just mean like it's got a strange bitterness to it, and it may be more like tea than I'm expecting.
Right, right.
Yeah, it's got that kind of dry back end finish that tea has.
Yeah,
I like it.
That is different.
Yeah, that's
That is
definitely different.
crisp and
I-
refreshing.
well, if our Meritzen Bowl episode is anything to go by,
Right.
Victory makes at least a solid Meritzen. I'm
Oh yeah.
I don't think I've had anything in this pack there, so I'm just kind of like, all right, let's.
Right. Let's get it.
I would like to know more.
I'm kind of the thing is I'm like I think the Meritzen Bowl kind of ruined me a little bit because I'm like this is gonna be good. You know, like I'm already like excited for something that
Look,
may or may not be good.
After last time, I really desperately want it to be good.
Yeah. Oh.
True enough.
See, I like this the first couple sips, but now the more I drink it, it's like that bitterness is weighing on you.
The bitter's definitely coming up on the back.
Yeah,
It sticks to the back of your tongue, like right down to your throat, kind of a little bit of that.
Yeah.
that
this
gag
is
reflex.
more of a slow drinking beer than it is a
You don't gulp
a,
this.
you know.
It's not meant for this rapid fire format.
Right, and for a 5.2% pale ale, that's different. I mean, that's not. It's not common for a pale ale.
Well, its color is also a little weird in my brain for a pale ale because it's not.
Right.
Not
All that
exactly
pale.
pale.
It's golden.
Gold.
It's there.
I mean, yeah, I'm just saying
There is
it
a
could be paler.
I'm starting to get that bitterness. But yeah, the first few sips were glorious to me.
Oh man, although like we have a thing on here that says food pairings, burgers and English cheese,
I know.
and I'm like, yes, I want that right now with this beer.
That's
Can I
the
please get some
thing.
English cheeses.
Can I get a burger topped with English cheeses, please?
Oh, less Chester Red.
That's fine. Yeah, I know that was on their
Norwegian beaver
website.
cheese?
The food pairings part was on their website, and I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And now I'm just like, I want all of this food.
Look, English cheese is really hard to get.
I happen to know an international market where it's falling off the shelves.
Nope. Cat's gotten it. It's very runny.
Jesus.
So when's our cheese pairing episode coming?
We know, yes, we need to do that so bad.
That's something we could do. Get together, go up to Jungle Gyms, purchase some cheeses.
I'm about it. Let's do this.
All right. Anyone
some
want to tell us a little bit about Victory as a brewery? Where it all began, as it were.
Let's climb back into the Wayback Machine as the story of Victory Brewing Company starts on a school bus, 1973.
Is it a magic school bus? Is Miss
When fifth
Frizzle?
graders Ron Barchett and Bill Kovaleski stepped
So
aboard.
whenever I saw this, I immediately went to Cove Ale Ski because ale beer.
Wow.
Yeah.
They were on their way to a new school. The two became fast friends and remained so, even though they grew up and went to colleges on opposite coasts. That fifth grade year was magical as they brewed their first beer.
It's a different time.
Just months.
tall to drink.
We're in Ireland now. Just months out of college, Bill's appreciation for good beer and access to his father's home brewing equipment inspired him to explore the hobby. That same year, 1985, Bill gave Ron a home brewing kit as a Christmas gift. With that, Bill and Ron developed their love of the craft, and a friendly rivalry grew between the two. good-natured competition pushed Bill and Ron to become accomplished homebrewers, and as they both grew disillusioned with their jobs in the corporate world, they realized their combined skill and love of brewing could pave the path to successful careers as brewers. Ron then left his job as a financial analyst and started an apprenticeship at Baltimore Brewing Company, BBC.
That right there, that's a big step because I'm sure financial analyst, 6-figure income.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Brewing apprentice, $20,000 a year somewhere in there, maybe.
I like to imagine he made this decision a few months ahead of time and started saving.
I would hope that he made his millions or something on the stock.
Maybe not even millions, but made something. It's like, all right, and go. Now we do dumb things. Let's see. While Ron was enhancing his German brewing knowledge, Bill was expanding the line of beers produced at the BBC, which keeps making me think of British Broadcasting Company, to include several German specialty beers, many of which went on to win multiple awards at the Great American Beer Festival. After his time at the BBC, Bill completed his brewing studies by traveling to Munich, Germany, and attended the Dolmans Institute. After Ron's year of education in Munich, he returned stateside and took a role in the Old Dominion Brewing Company in Virginia. Over the course of 4 years as brewmaster there, he helped increase production from 1,500 barrels annually to nearly 15,000.
Jeez.
With knowledge, experience, and love of quality beer in place, Bill and Ron decided they were ready to open their own brewery near where they first met in Pennsylvania. Victory Brewing Company opened its doors to the public on February 15th, 1996. What was once a Pepperidge Farm factory became home to a 144-seat restaurant, 70-foot-long bar, and full-scale brewery.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
I was wondering who was going to get to it first.
In its first year, Victory Brewing Company brewed 1,725 barrels of beer.
Wow.
It's pretty good for a first year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the worst.
Pretty damn good.
All right.
Well played.
Okay. So do we want to tackle the 10-ton elephant in the room now, or do we want to pour another beer?
I think we can
think
start
we
the
can
second beer and then go into it.
There we go.
Yeah. Timing.
All right. Bottoms up, boys. Oh, completely different flavor when you just like slam that baby.
It's so dry.
Yeah, it
There's
is.
no
It very much
sweetness to
is.
this beer whatsoever.
That's not sessionable. Keep that in mind.
And
I
it's
mean-
a pale ale. It should be.
It's
It should, yes.
it's different. It's certainly good as soon as you start drinking it, but yeah, it's got a weird. Because it notes the earthiness, and I wonder, like,
Yeah.
That's the cloying
that's
bit
the,
that
that's
we're getting.
yeah.
Is that earthiness hanging around? But if I had a sampler of that and not a full pour,
Oh, yeah, it'd be great.
I would be like, that is amazing and love it, but it overstays its welcome.
Makes sense.
Cool.
All right. What are we
Next
popping next?
We should be going to that Pilsner.
Oh, Prima Pils, which is, I believe, on what all, like beer. Everyone rates this as one of the top
Pilsners.
beers, period, in the
Is
country.
it Prima or Prima?
Prima.
Okay.
I
Prima?
feel like Prima.
All right.
Prima like a diva.
Not like it's Primus.
Which we had to see the trailer for when we were at Guardians of the Galaxy.
I haven't seen it yet. No
Oh,
spoilers.
you'll love the part where Rocket murders everyone.
I probably would.
I'm like, this is my new favorite thing. Is like people are just making crap up about like, oh yeah, and then because like it was on the last TMS, and Brian was like, when Hermione dies in Harry Potter, and everybody's like, wait, what? He's like, obviously she doesn't. I'm making a point, you guys. Like she doesn't. But you could just say whatever at this point.
So we got to hold them up because our current setup, we are drinking the Prima Pils.
So, Prima Pils comes in as the 21st best Pilsner in the world. 21st highest rated Pilsner in the world on Rate Beer. And so it's not too shabby for such an easy-to-get beer.
Before we start talking about it too much, let's just go over the aroma real quick and see if everyone else has the same opinion I do.
It's kind of soapy.
I got skunk.
I got
Skunky.
like feet.
Like that funky, like real skunk spray in the nose type weird.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I just
Yeah.
get kind of soapy. Is all I'm getting. Not off-putting.
I got a lot of feet.
That smells like whenever I make beer, the wet hops that come off. That's what that smells like.
It's good. It's not as lacy on the head.
You ready
as the
for this
last
one? I'm getting wet cardboard as a scent.
Ah.
All right. Sure.
So wet cardboard is all of aroma of oxidation.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
It's rusting.
And if you want to know
so-
more about these traits, we are perhaps doing a sensory class at Nerdtacular this year.
If we can get together the right kit, I think that'll be perfect.
Oh, yeah. And it will be 21 and up to participate in this sensory class because we will be flavoring beer with off flavors.
So Prima Pils comes in, Pilsner, of course. Malt is all Pilsner malt. Hops are Hallertau, Tettnang, Saz, and Spalt Select. ABV is 5.3. Prima. It's a German exclamation of joy. So Prima or Prima? I don't know, actually. German exclamation. We'll have to, Brittany, do your thing.
I don't have the keyboard.
The keyboard's way over there.
Translate. What do you normally type in?
I just go to Google Translate.
Okay. And I'll just see what it.
This tastes a lot better than it smells, that's for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. This tastes phenomenal. There is a reason this is one of the top-ranked beers in the world.
Like I took a little taste of like, okay, never mind. I take back. You still smell like feet, but
I'm getting a weird mixture in the aroma of wheat and wet cardboard.
So
taste like the dog's bollocks.
it is. It is in without a doubt. Yes. Prima, Prima, Prima is
Okay.
the way it's pronounced. German exclamation of joy, recognition of accomplishment. It's what escaped from our lips the first time we sampled this mighty Pilsner recipe.
Really?
What-
Because the first thing that would come out of my mouth was,
Yeah, that's I'm like, damn, that's refreshing.
I mean, I don't go
Oh.
immediately to German exclamations of joy.
Well, if you studied at Weinstefan or Dolman,
Then again, I also don't accidentally annex Czechoslovakia and Poland.
Okay, wait. We were supposed to be getting on to the other topic as of now,
Yeah.
but we're still talking about this beer. And when you brought all those up, it just made me think, what is it, Little Fish Brewery? Yeah, it's everywhere, Tyler. That was the thing. We've always passed it up because it is falling off the shelves everywhere, but it's one of the top-rated beers in the world. Like, do not pass it up.
Yeah, no,
Grab
it's-
some. This is amazing.
It's very refreshing. Like I feel like if given the choice, I'm gonna where it's so available, this is a Pilsner I will go to during the. I'm gonna find this thing during the summer, and relax.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, well, let me finish this out first. Then.
Yeah.
Heaps of whole flower European hops and fine German malts. We achieved the bracing herbal bite, smooth malt flavor that we saw at Prima, an exclamation of victory. Prost, loads of earthy herbal, noble hop character with subtle malty complexity in the aroma. Flavor is very hop forward with ample bitterness, balanced malt, and clean fermentation. On this beer, it is not so if I had just had this beer by itself, just the first one off, I would say, oh, this doesn't have any sweetness to it, really. After that headwater, this beer has loads of sweetness to it.
Really
Yeah.
sweet.
Compared to the headwater, yeah. Also, I'm getting a lot more of that herbally flavor as I'm going down.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's
And it notes the food
pretty nice.
pairings of seafood or burgers or pizza.
Seafood,
I'm just
definitely.
saying. So far, these places they are just saying, "Hey, this is the beer for your food, Justin."
Yeah.
All of it.
This
all
would be
the food.
great with seafood. Holy crap.
This is a great, like, just dinner beer to keep around. Just have a 6-pack in the fridge.
Yeah.
Have one with dinner.
I still had some leftover Kentucky ale from when me and Casey were cooking with beer recently.
Oh.
No, like I was actually kind of relaxed because I didn't have to think too hard about a beer I had. Like it wasn't amazing, but it was like, it's hot and I need a beer.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
fair.
This gets me through the day. That sounded much more alcoholic-y than I meant it to.
Okay, what I was
We're
going to
right there
squeeze
with you.
in,
It's fine.
when we were up at Jungle Jim's International Food Market, plug, the number one grocery store to buy beer at in the country.
Second plug.
Oh, a second? Oh, it was a second plug.
With the
Yeah.
cheese plug earlier.
Yes. I'll plug them a bunch of times because it's an amazing place. But anyway, they had from GABF, winner of Best New Brewery in Ohio, they finally started getting Little Fish beers in. And they had, what was it exactly was the beer? It was, I know it was called Reinheitsgebot.
Oh yeah, Reinheitsgebot. What? Yeah.
Reinheitsgebot.
It was like $20 for a bomber, so I
It was a
passed. At the
sour.
time. Yeah,
It was rhubarb.
a rhubarb sour. Yes.
Strawberry rhubarb. Yeah, it was a strawberry rhubarb sour.
Guys, we can't record anymore. I refuse to record with an erection.
Reinheitsgebot is the beer. If you want to look it up, but I was about to buy it. I wish I had. They had one bottle left. I'm
I
sure
gotta
they'll get
find it.
more.
I had to look this up now.
I just love that name.
Little Fish is the.
Yeah.
It's a really dumb thing to think of, but now I'm just like, I want a T-shirt now that says I refuse to record with an erection.
It at least needs to be a sticker. They're from Athens,
Okay,
Ohio.
so we wanted to talk about
Oh yes.
do
The
big news, and since we did our prohibition episode in a big chunk, thinking, I mean, what kind of big news could possibly come out?
we've got plenty of time before anything happens in the craft beer world. Boy, were we wrong. We unhooked our computers to move. Yeah, and we missed it. Wicked Weed, beloved craft brewer of sours, introduced craft to sours almost, like just made it the thing. It is currently the trend in craft beer is sours because of Wicked Weed, has sold to Anheuser-Busch for an unknown figure. They will have to make it public.
Untold sum of money.
It's probably stupid money. Like, I mean,
They will have to make this public at some point, and the DOJ has promised to. This doesn't even promise to go through because DOJ has been like, after the Miller Coors acquisition, they said any more craft acquisitions will be highly scrutinized
yeah.
They're going to
Yeah.
get it.
Well, yeah.
because the
Definitely
market
gonna
share.
get it,
So,
gonna
like,
get it,
they
yeah.
do not own a large market share. What they had was a passionate following because they made fantastic fucking beers.
Yeah, gonna be honest, haven't had that much Wicked Weed, but I remember being fairly impressed with like the little bits I've had here and there.
Right.
Oh yeah. If anyone's watching and not in the right chat to flame us or blast us or want to join in, /join HAD if you want to jump in there.
Yeah, we
and-
meant to do that at the beginning, but
Yeah. /join space HAD.
Yeah.
Space.
Two
HAD,
words.
Yes. So we promised hot takes, and I have a feeling we don't actually have any hot takes on this.
I mean, you guys go ahead.
We're throwing the
do
same-
your initial reaction.
I feel
But
like
this
you're
week-
less angry, Bob.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh,
There's just degrees of anger. Like I don't think there's anyone
Yeah,
who's
if
just
we
like,
wanna
they
go
did the
from
right
ascending-
thing.
if we want to go from ascending levels of anger, it happened, and I was like, I mean, okay, they got paid. Maybe that's what they wanted out of life. If they truly wanted to be their own independent thing and do this forever,
They
you know,
wouldn't have done
struggle
this.
through that. They would do that,
Yeah.
but they were offered a lot of money. They took it. You know, they got paid.
Yeah.
It could mean that they get wider distribution, which I've said many times. I always find to be a good thing.
Yeah, which they
But-
needed.
Yeah, but
Distribution was
also-
their issue.
Yeah. But also, I mean, while I don't want Anheuser-Busch to have a monopoly on things, I keep thinking the number of beers that are, breweries that are popping up with new beers to try for this and that, it's not a problem. It's not as large a problem right now. Maybe
Right.
that's why I just don't care that much. But
That's fair. No, because I understand everyone's reactions, granted, but
yeah,
I
I'm
do
not
understand the point, like, with the distribution thing. That is kind of key because you cannot get Wicked Weed anywhere but basically where it's sold.
You can get it in Denver. That was just a couple months ago they started distribution in Denver.
But okay,
And
but
I'm
still,
I'm not saying anything that I'm saying to say, if you're angry at this, if you're upset at this, that makes you're being silly. I'm
No.
just saying, for me, I heard this news and was like, okay, well, they got paid.
yeah, and I can get some of it probably at some point sooner.
Yeah.
So
Uh, but I do understand the sentiment that we've lost a big craft brewer.
Yeah.
Uh, but if they wanted to be just a craft brewer, they'd still be just a craft brewer.
Right. No, I mean they made this decision. Like this, they were the
It's
ones
not
who were
my
okay with
company.
this.
I'm not the one that can make that call. That's my.
They
that's
were
my thought on it.
growing so fast.
Yeah.
It makes it. I'm trying not to cut in here because we're going ascending orders, and I feel like I might be the most angry about this.
So Tyler said as long as AB doesn't actually get involved and mess their
But
recipes
they
and stuff up.
will.
What if they'd done that,
and
like with Goose Island, for example?
Goose. What did we say about Goose? Like all those
shit
beers
beer.
were pretty much the same fucking thing.
That's true.
That was
now,
not
was
the
it-
case.
Was Goose
a
Island
decade
like that
ago.
before they got bought, and they were just.
Well,
they
and see,
had
we don't
craft?
know.
I don't know. I wasn't drinking a lot of Goose
I wasn't
Island
either.
back
Yeah.
then.
Not well. Their large AB has a flavor. There is a certain steel-like flavor. There is a metallic flavor that AB beer possesses.
Yeah.
I will say that's kind of accurate because all that Goose Island did have that metallic.
Yeah.
Because they
Now-
have started offloading. They're doing this with Breckenridge as well. They're offloading the most popular kinds of beer that they make, and they're going to start making it all in St. Louis. They say to free up these brewers to do more creative things, but it is
that
also
hasn't happened.
it is also taking control of the more popular styles, and AB is going to be making them. Will we see the same with Wicked Weed?
Okay, but so the thing is, they also haven't messed with Bourbon County Stout from Goose Island. That's for sure.
They'd
So-
have to be nuts because that is a limited release,
Yeah.
small market item.
Like they're stupid if they screw with that. So the same thing. I mean, Wicked
But
Weed, I'm
and
sure has
the reason
theirs.
that one makes the money is because of quality and scarcity.
Right.
And so
Well, and
I don't think there's a beer that Wicked Wee makes though that like Goose Island had the 312 and had some pretty basic stuff that they could move up to the
Yeah.
mass production scales. I don't think there's anything that Wicked Weed makes that
it's a mass producible.
Yeah.
could be moved over into that. Sure, they have some IPAs that aren't too
Well-
difficult to make. They're just really good IPAs.
They're
But-
moving it to AB-InBev's high quality line, right? That's their
Which
Yeah.
is
AB
Elysian
has
and
the-
Devil's Backbone,
and I'm sorry, but Elysian was still really good when I had it. That was a really good IPA,
because
you guys.
AB has not taken control of those core beers yet.
Right.
It's just like Devil's Backbone. They're getting expanded market right now. Anheuser-Busch has not taken over the brewing of the Devil's Backbone beers. So if you find the Vienna Lager, it is still being brewed at Devil's Backbone Brewery.
So let me move this over to another direction because whether the beer is the same or not, I think it's more of I don't even want to call it esoteric. I think it's more of a baseline what each of these organizations stands for and what they really mean. So Wicked Weed to me was about making really good beer and making it well, and that was kind of their philosophy. Their mission was to make good beer, and of course they wanted to make a lot of money at it. These guys were doing it. They were four young guys that got together and said, hey, we're going in Asheville, not because that was their local area necessarily, but because they moved back there because they saw the beer was getting good.
Like I said, because Asheville is for
hotness.
beer.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
they were all two of them were already retired. I think that is worth mentioning. They were big in the as seen on TV markets. They pushed a lot of those products and already made millions and were retired and decided, hey, we're young, we're retired, let's get into something else. And
But
kinda-
they were making and that doesn't rub me as much the wrong way
No.
unless you come out and you make crap beer and then you cause a poor
yeah.
effect on the market. If you come out and you make good beer, then more for you.
Oh no, they
Yeah.
found their calling with that. That was definitely they made They
Yep.
still make fantastic beer.
And if you're going to open up a $300,000 brew house, you've got to have your money from somewhere. Whether it's from investors that say,
Right.
"Hey, I believe in you," or because you made your hundreds of millions or millions previously, that's where you want to go. But I think even more on that end, the
Speaking-
reason that
Real quick, speaking of millionaires that retired and went on to do beer-based things, I was trying to remember if one of the original founders of BioWare, the video game company, went on to make beer or something beer-related, and it was they went on to do a show called The Beer Diaries. I kept thinking that they were making their own beer, but
I did not know that.
So I think it's the philosophy that a brewery brings to it. And you can say, oh, it doesn't really matter in the end. They're just doing what they want to do. But it does whenever you're somebody like AB-InBev. And whenever you sell out to AB-InBev and you've got, I don't know, probably $1 billion. So we'll probably figure it out. Each guy probably got 200 million or something along that line. And, they'll be good to go. But whenever you look at what Wicked Weed was doing and what they could do to influence the rest of the beer industry, it was nothing compared to what AB-InBev does. Not what they can do, but what they do day in and day out to influence the beer industry.
Right.
So they hire their lobbyists to go in and help laws keep laws the old way so that they get more advantages in beer trade. They send people in to physically and through the legislation inhibit the growth of beer in the United States.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest qualms that I have with InBev and AB-InBev is that they are here to actually keep beer down and make sure that there aren't new innovative breweries that are coming along. And so when a new innovative brewery comes out and says, hey, we're selling off to AB-InBev because they just offered us an obscene amount of money, that's one of the things that you don't want to see your fellow craft beer enthusiasts do. And it almost feels like, I think this feels more like you've been betrayed by a brewery than, oh, they were just trying to make their buck, because they're going to the other side. They're going to the industry that's fighting against craft beer.
Yeah, that's
true.
Okay, Wicked Weed, when did they open? 2012? Like, it's only been like 5 years, and they've expanded 4 times. It is unheard of how much they've blown up, and they can't grow fast enough. So it's like they couldn't become, billionaires quick enough. So they're like, yeah, we'll do the quick sell off. The money was going to come to them. Like, they were growing so fast, they couldn't sell enough beer. Like, they can't get it out there quick enough. Everyone just wants it. It is one of the most traded for beers out there, any of their stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I know that they came out to make good beer, but again, like, I get back to what I said a second ago. They made a choice to sell there. Like, and I say that not knowing the whole details of the deal. Anheuser-Busch could have, bought everything around them and said, join or die. But
right.
It doesn't seem like that was the case.
No, because Burial, which is another one of the gigantic ones not gigantic, they're the big underdog in Asheville right now, especially with this Wicked Weed thing. Looking online, everyone's like, oh, I'm going to go to Burial now. Like, forget Wicked Weed. Burial is my new jam in Asheville.
What I think is, not looking at the Wicked Weed side part of it, but this is smart for AB-InBev in that Wicked Weed also specialized, not exclusively, but specialized in sours, which I don't think they've acquired anyone who is like about sours.
And sours are the current,
getting ready to be part of their Voltron of brewing.
They did, but it wasn't intentional. I don't think with.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Ouch!
Shots fired.
Although they do actually have sours, though. They've got the Sour Sisters line.
Yes.
Yeah. But that's a good thing. Like, on their end, like, they're smart in getting in that game,
So that's another thing that's come up, is whether or not AB-InBev acquired them because they've said their next step, they're not going to focus on continually buying out craft brewers. That is not their future. Their future is creating new breweries and new brands. So they bought the talent.
Are they hoping to get like good brewers with?
Well, they've now acquired the brand.
Like getting them like under contract and like try to get them to use stuff on their other end.
Possibly, they may have them. They could. Okay, could you see them putting someone from Breckenridge and someone from Wicked Weed together and starting a new brewery somewhere out west?
Well, here's the thing, though. I think Anheuser-Busch, AB-InBev, I think they could do it with the people that they've got in-house easily. I don't think it's an issue with what the skills are of those brewers. I think they can do it. The problem is because a lot of breweries that do go out there and kill it come from AB-InBev. They come from that industry and they go out on their own and do this. I think they could incentivize if somebody said they came in and said, okay, you build what you want to build inside, we pay for it, and then we just get the proceeds whenever it's done. It's your brewery, we just pay for it. They could do that. They're buying the recognition of that name is what they're doing.
Branding.
That's
They're buying brands.
Yeah.
Okay, we've completely gotten off our order of hot takes here. Let's go ahead and crack this next beer, and then we'll get back in the
I was
order.
waiting for somebody to get like frothing at the mouth.
Oh no, I'm building to a good froth. So,
Speaking of a good froth, because this next beer I just poured it, the Golden Monkey, has a good froth, a nice heavy head at the top, because it is a Belgian style triple. Nice 9% alcohol. If we're not going to be frothing by the end of this beer, I don't know what'll do it.
Really?
Pilsner and dextrose malt go into it.
I now regret finishing that last beer, knowing I have a 9% one coming up.
A little bit.
Then there, this hop layout, I've never seen this before. Tetning, Mittelfrüh. So I think it's Tetning, and then Tetning, Mittelfrüh.
Golden Monkey is the next
which
beer.
may be the, not sure on this, but I'm pretty sure it's the location. Tetning, Mittelfrüh comes from a different location than Tetning.
Real bubble
Tetning
gum.
comes from Tetning, and then Tetning Mittelfjord would be a Tetning strand that came from Mittelfjord.
I think so. Experience the sweet, sensational aromas and flavors of our famous Belgian-style triple. Immerse yourself in rich notes of fruit and spice and savor its dry finish. Nose is loaded with Belgian yeast character, banana, clove, isoamyl. Body is equally fruity with a light, earthy hop character. Boozy with a dry finish. Food pairings, sheep's milk, cheeses, and seafood.
So I feel like this color is weird for a triple, or is that just me?
No,
being dumb?
I think it's right on. I had a
It's
barrel
just me
aged
being dumb.
triple.
Okay.
No.
I had a barrel
What do
aged
you
triple
think? Do you
yesterday.
think the triple is the very dark one?
No, I'm just thinking it's usually like a more
Like a
more of an
reddish?
amber than this is.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm with you.
It's maybe a little light.
and again, I can be wrong. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head.
That's probably the quad. Usually a quad.
Oh.
Maybe I am
dark
thinking of
like
the
that.
quad.
Maybe that's it.
And the
Yeah.
double is usually a darker beer as well. So
So
This is
The
right
triple
on.
is just
Real
the weird, strange.
yeah, it's in the middle.
real bubble gummy on that aroma.
yeah. Okay. I didn't like this when I first
Oh my
smelled
god!
it.
It's like I just put my nose into like a jawbreaker or something.
Yeah, some bubble yum.
I'm getting banana Laffy Taffy.
Yeah.
Also, that would be acceptable. Yeah.
The phrase "tutti frutti."
Mm.
So, do you know what? I just found this out this past
Oh, Rudy.
week. Oh, Rudy. Tutti frutti is, of course, the flavor, but tutti is Italian for all. So, tutti frutti is
All
all
fruits.
fruits.
I
Oh.
believe I believe the complete phrase is a wop bop a loop bop a lop bamboo.
I believe you're correct.
This smells really great though. Like
This tastes really great. Oh.
Yeah, I'll drink this whole one. I didn't do that with the first one in second.
Oh, this is
I did it with the
fantastic.
second one. That one was absolutely delicious.
Oh yeah,
better out
the
of these.
Prima Pills.
Yeah.
I could use that now as a finisher actually to calm me the fuck down.
this tastes like bananas too.
So
It does, and there's that early conversation in my beer loving career that I just remember a conversation with Casey going like, "Well, bananas are not normally a flavor you want with beer.
Oh.
But with a triple, you're good on
But
there.
triple, you're supposed to get it. But
Depends
in
on the
most
beer.
cases, it's
Yeah.
a sense that there's something wrong.
Yep.
okay, who thinks they're next in the ascending order of anger over this
Not
Casey.
position?
Casey.
You've already gone, Justin. So
I kind of talked when
Again.
Bob did, so
are you
think
both
we were
say
up
you're
at the
kind of at the
same
low end
level
of
of-
this?
Yeah, I mean, I spoke my piece about why I think it's. I mean, you saw the reaction that I had on line
In our
whenever
private
this first
conversation.
announced. Yeah, private conversation. I'm not proud of the words I said, but I do stand by them.
that was harsh.
Casey got a little upset that I said like, I mean, it's whatever. Someone got paid.
Yeah.
That
then,
was
like-
initial reactions.
It's over the situation. It wasn't even over what you said.
I know it's not what I said, but like just
Oh,
like your whole anger about the whole thing. Like I was just
Oh
like,
yeah.
I was like, okay, that's his thought. Sure.
Yeah, I'm not pleased. Number one, because this is one of those beers that is close to us, so it's not like somebody on the West Coast selling out. It's something that's
It
really
was one
close
of
to me.
ours.
Yeah,
Yeah,
someone
it's
is
like-
yeah, it's not like one of these breweries that sold out and we've never even had it. We just hear a lot of
Yeah.
talk about it and all that. No, we've had a lot of Wicked Weed. We've had, especially here, a lot of it thanks to local connections we've made to
Yeah.
Asheville, and we rate like once every month get a shit ton of Wicked Weed through friends up here and get to try it, and it's all been phenomenal. I think that's what hurts the most.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, and I've made the pilgrimage, and that's the key.
Right.
It feels like a pilgrimage. It feels like a religious struggle to try to get to some of these
to
breweries that
Asheville,
make
yeah,
really
it-
good beer.
To go to the
I'm just
Funkatorium?
saying, the whole Asheville beer scene is going to be dead by the time we get there. Once again,
likely.
we're killing a movement as we get there.
That's the way it seems. You know, it's one of those things where you just try to. That's your holy grail of beer and the way beer should be. And you see this other brewery that hates beer.
yeah.
You know, they love money and hate beer. And this other, you know, because I don't consider AB-InBev a beer industry. I consider it like, you know, just your monopoly.
They're a
As it
marketing
is.
company. That's
Yeah.
what they are, a marketing company. There's
I
a
need to buy
product. They don't give a
monocle
shit
for every
about that
time we
product.
talk about need to buy a monocle for every time we talk about AB InBev just to prove the point of what we're talking about.
Yeah. Or have a good screenshot ready of the Monopoly guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Only, well, if we turn the head of what is his name, Augie Bush,
mm,
the sixth or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah, we make a picture of him into the Monopoly guy.
yeah.
yeah. I was just, yeah, but he doesn't even really own the whole thing because he sold Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah.
Or he didn't sell, but he did the merger and he's not in control.
He used to be CEO, a president and CEO. Now I think he's just, you know,
I'm not
was
that
he
good at Photoshop.
was he of InBev? Because I know, like,
no,
'cause-
just AB.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like once he,
InBev has like a European guy. I
yeah,
think, or
because once
girl.
InBev merged with Anheuser-Busch, they kind of went, yeah, no, it's cute that you guys think you're important, but we just needed you for money.
Yeah. They were the
So-
bigger Anheuser-Busch.
Carlos
um,
Brito is the new AB InBev CEO.
Ah.
What we actually need is that scene from was it Ace
Brazilian.
Ventura 1 or 2, where the guy's unconscious and he's got the
Oh, shaking
old
him.
mon-
Do
shaking
not
him,
pass
and he's
go.
like his teeth
Do
are
not collect
chattering, like,
$200.
oh my mirror, I'm just a Monopoly guy.
Who has a name that none of us can remember?
Something Moneybag, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think it actually was
Oh.
Moneybags.
Damn.
It better be. Like,
Oh, this makes me think that the CEO of AB InBev is even more of a pleb than anybody else. He claims he has no hobbies except a daily 30-minute treadmill workout while knitting.
oh my god.
What?
Jesus Christ.
I'm picturing him being Mycroft Holmes.
Okay,
from the,
Casey.
from the show.
Casey,
He
closing
gets done-
thoughts,
he gets
because
done
my
with the run and he pats
rage.
himself on the stomach. Just
Yeah.
I don't know how much longer I can sit here and tap my foot. I'm
Go
about
for
to
it.
blow
Just
the
go.
fuck up.
Go forth.
Just go.
You want me to just blow the fuck up? 'Cause that's what
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and calm down about this a little bit. Okay.
No, go. Hot takes is what we promised.
Wicked Weed has made amazing beer. Not all of it has hit the mark. I've had some of it that falls quite short of what they've promised,
True.
but for the most part, they have hit the mark on everything they've made. It's been fantastic. It's what this did while knitting. Yeah, that's what I was like. He fucking runs on the treadmill while knitting? Like, what kind of fucking
Oh, no,
hipster
no.
is this?
Step
He doesn't even
one,
say he
Pearl
runs.
2. Step
I'm
one,
sure
Pearl
he's
2.
walking.
But it's like one of your heroes. Wicked Weed, they have just been the flag in there for everybody. They're like, we make fantastic fucking beer that not everyone's into. Like, that's the other thing. Their beers aren't things that everyone's into.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like sours. And then they come in
They're
and hit us with
fools and
this,
brigands.
and it's you watch your hero sell out and break your fucking heart, is what this is. It's everyone fought and saw, like, people paid obscene amounts of money for these
Yeah.
beers. And
Oh yeah.
and now it's like we're just sitting around going, so these beers that I was paying $200 for a bottle of last month are by next year going to be available in every corner grocery store? Like, what? there is that element to craft beer where it's hard to get some of these beers, and it is a trophy to have the empty bottle sitting on your shelf.
Yeah.
Like I had Wicked Weed bottles sitting on the shelf behind me. We pitched them this morning. And
So-
it's more of an emotional reaction in that, like, they broke my heart by doing this.
Do you want to grab their owners and just go, Frito, you broke my heart?
I do.
Hold on. I hope this is the case. So I went to the article that reference because I wanted to make sure and put it in there. It does not say anything about knitting in that article, so I hope there's a troll on Wikipedia who is just trolling this guy and adding that stuff in. Still could be true.
I still
but
picture
I
it
hope it's
though.
the case.
I'm going to
Yeah.
picture it no matter what.
Yeah.
But
Now-
no, what it is
okay,
they've
so-
kind of
so-
gutted us as a craft community with this act. They, like,
So
robbed a bit of our passion by doing this.
I understand that, Chris. Here's me playing devil's advocate. Now their stuff is available to everyone, or well, not now, but it could be available in a year
Right.
to everyone for more people to get a chance to try it out and to taste this new impressive brewery, which they may not have ever got an actual chance to with Wicked Weed. Maybe they grew fast and they were going to like cap out and they weren't going to be able to get further than maybe what they got, maybe an extra couple states.
Yeah.
Why? I guess my question on the end of that is why couldn't they have done it without AB-InBev?
They
Because
could.
we
They
saw-
would have. That's the most infuriating part of this. They were growing so fast. In the next 5 years, they could have by themselves been at any point that AB InBev could have helped them get to. That is the most
Now-
infuriating. That's like locally. We see Braxton. They are just over 2 years old, and they have a market share that is fucking crazy.
Well, they could have done what Dogfish Head did. I mean, they just went to whatever financial thing, but it wasn't. It wasn't big. It wasn't AB
Because
InBev.
AB InBev, what's killing it is all the proceeds from these beers will be going to a company, as Casey said earlier, that is actively trying to put down the craft community. Wicked Weed could become the next Bud Light in availability and popularity, but all the proceeds from that are going to keeping down new brewers, new breweries, and keeping the laws in place that are currently crippling this community.
That's true, but
Yeah.
like literally the only like I think Bob and I are saying like the only good side to this is the distribution for Wicked Weed, in that they can be more places, which is good for everyone. However, I completely understand the points that you guys are making as far as like, yeah, some craft beer, it's nice because it's like this like secret almost, like kind of a secret or whatever. But you know what I mean? Like it's this like fancy thing that you can go get or somebody who can get it for you. And it's like a big thing if someone's like, oh, have you heard of this brewery or this particular beer from this brewery? So I get all of that, and I totally get the craft beer, like the anti-craft beer thing that AB InBev has. So like literally, I'm just saying like
we can. Sorry, when I think of the anti-craft beer thing that AB InBev has, I just immediately picture that commercial from like, was that like in like 2-ish years ago, where it's like, we're not some namby-pamby hipster. We
Right.
do beer for the common man. And I'm like, fuck you
yeah,
with a barbed wire fiery baseball bat.
For sure.
yeah. I mean, literally, the only good side to
I
this
feel
is the
like-
distribution.
and, like, as Casey was talking about some of that, I was like, you know what? I feel like that commercial did actually reveal a lot about their actual personality as a
Yeah.
company. But
Which
Every single one of these beer every single one of these beer brands, let me say that, the right hand usually doesn't know what the left hand's doing, and they're all making their own marketing. They're going with a marketing company, usually outside the organization. They're going with a marketing company and saying, hey, put us together a brand commercial and send it out there. It's got to go to this many markets. It's got to do this. It's got to sell extra beer, whatever the parameters are. But even if they've got this high end out there that's actually part of the selling distribution or really good beers, take that with a grain of salt. But if they've got that, it doesn't matter, because all these other brewing companies that are below in that low end, I don't think they call it the low end, but it is what it is. All those are fighting
I mean,
against
if
each
one is the high end,
yeah,
the other has to be by definition the low end.
Low
Yeah,
end.
that kind of hinders their own brand by calling these new beers they're bringing in the high end.
Well, these other beers are going to be fighting against each other. You see this with, well, I think it's Procter and Gamble, P&G. They've got so many different brands of laundry detergent, and you'll see in the same commercials they'll be comparing their laundry detergent against the other brand that the same company owns. And so here they are, like,
that way, no one knows that they're the ones that own all of them.
well, that's very
It's
true.
your
probably.
illusion of choice that makes
Yeah.
you feel
This
like you're
creates
doing the right
very
thing.
dangerous thing
There
because
is an illusion.
you brought up
Yes.
the Procter and Gamble comparison. Procter and Gamble is getting rid of a third of their brands, I believe. Yeah, after the recession, they have decided that's a Cincinnati local company. So they saw massive layoffs. Headquartered here. A lot of the production actually does happen here as well for most of these products, but they are closing off a ton, like literally a third of their brands. They are getting rid of. What happens when there's a recession and not craft, but we see like the overall beer community kind of takes a slight hit, and then we see these brands just disappear? What happens when AB-InBev, they're spending so much money to make these sours that they're not used to making, and suddenly they actually have to take a hit? What brand are they getting rid of? Wicked Weed. That's what they're getting rid of, and then the brand is gone.
So they'll get rid of the ones that don't make them a ton of money. Wicked Weed may still make them a ton of money.
I bet it will.
I could definitely see. Let me see who else. AB InBev high end.
So I almost said, what if it doesn't? I almost said, what if it doesn't make them a ton of money? They discontinue the line, and the guys who make the beer, once they're, what I assume, have a locked-in contract through their company, once they leave, they make their own brand of beer again. And then I just stopped and went, oh wait, what about when the guy who made Mega Man made that not great Mega Man clone?
Yeah.
Never mind.
So it's likely that they have a do not compete clause in there somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
They probably can't
Usually
even
it's
homebrew
2 to
for a
5
while.
years somewhere.
Has Casey might have, but has any of the rest of you seen like the last half season of Mad Men?
No,
No.
we've never seen any of it.
I got to pause the
Right.
conversation. We have 8 minutes, and we got another beer.
I'm mentioning that because in that one they get bought out by a large company, and they have to try to find a way to meld into this larger corporate structure, and it is not an easy fit.
I can't imagine it would be. Yeah.
But
So let's go ahead and pop the
you should
tops.
watch the show because it's fantastic and better than Breaking Bad.
So
I said it,
right.
Screw you.
I'm looking right now at this, and you all have to look at this. This came from 2013 from a presentation from AB-InBev. You have to check this out.
Oh,
They break down the craft consumers into 2 categories: the accessible consumers and the discovery consumers. The accessible are the ones that are just trying to find something out there that's something different, and those are the Blue Moon drinkers, your Leinenkugel Summer Shandy drinkers, and the Red's Apple Ale drinkers. On the discovery side, they label those as the Fat Tire, the Boston Lager, and the Sierra Nevada drinkers on that end. And they estimate that 60% of the craft volume comes from the accessibility side and 40% from the discovery side. So they say that their Shock Top is an accessible brand, while Goose Island is a discovery brand that they own.
I would
Honestly,
call both of those accessible.
Yeah.
They're both accessible, but
312 certainly.
I understand the mentality behind that. I get where their mindset comes from that.
This is the same presentation that introduced Stella Artois Cidre.
Okay,
Look at those brands there.
While everyone looks over those, I'll go ahead and introduce this next beer. We're actually going to pop open our Hop Devil IPAs. One of the few beers I've had before from them. So the Hop Devil IPA, the malts used are going to be Pilsner, Vienna, medium caramel malt.
I think Shop Top. Tyler's like, yeah, they think Shop Top is high end.
Yeah, they do, because that was actually a craft one they acquired.
The Goose one,
on.
I understand, though.
No. Shock Top was not an acquired brand.
Oh, they
Shock
just
Top
developed
was
it.
designed internally to compete with others. Specifically, it
Oh.
was designed to compete with Blue Moon.
Blue Moon, yeah.
But Blue Moon was an
was-
internally developed brand, to my knowledge.
Okay.
No, Blue Moon used to be its own thing, I
So-
think, and then they bought it, didn't they?
Yeah.
They say it's created out at this other brewery, but that brewery I think was originally owned by by Coors.
Ah.
Well, that makes sense because it's in Denver. Yeah.
All right, our Hop Devil IPA. Our hops we're seeing are Cascade, Centennial, and Chinook. These are we're used to these hops. Like these are some mainstay hops for us. ABV 6.7%. Bold, spicy, and menacingly delicious. This American hopped IPA offers an aromatic punch and follows through with a lasting, full-bodied finish. Pine and citrus-filled notes from the American hops, definitely. Malt sweetness in there as well. I will agree with that. Drinkable hop juiciness. That's up to you to decide. Is the key while remaining balanced with ample caramel presence. Food pairings, important. Cheddar cheese, barbecue ribs, and grilled meats.
It's
Yeah.
like they know what I want to eat.
Right. All the food sound fine, and it seemed like they would go with this
I want cheddar cheese, barbecue ribs, grilled meat.
all together. Yes, in one plate.
Like that's a one meal.
One
Yeah.
burger.
Yes.
What do you guys think of this aroma? Because
This is
I'm not
another
liking
one
it.
that I feel is like a little bit. It's a little bit gummy, maybe like a little like banana hint, like the last one. But
There's
I don't know
still
how much of that is like I just didn't properly clean my glass.
I don't like
Maybe.
this smell at all. It smells like dirty socks.
No, I'm not getting that at all.
I'm not getting a dirty sock.
Oh my god, it smells so bad.
I like
Brittany,
it's,
you're pregnant.
I guess it's the
Don't tease me.
I don't know that for sure. I was just making a joke. Please, no one judge her for drinking. Never mind.
I'm going to go to our hop expert here on the line. Casey, I believe I'm getting a lot of the Chinook and Centennial in the aroma of this.
So Cascade comes out as those West Coast style. What you're going to see a lot, usually in these beer labels, what's first in the label is what is hopped with for the flavoring and for the bitterness, and then toward the end, it's hopped as your aroma hops. I'm drunk. That 9% beer did me in.
That triple
on this
got
one,
you.
I think it's on these. I think they're actually reversed. I think you're getting Cascade more in the aroma, and Chinook is more of the hop that's flavored and bitterness.
This
I don't
this
like
does
it.
have a this does have a more Cascade aroma than I think than. Sorry. Yeah. Anything else?
Chinook has a citrusy pine,
Oh.
but the alpha acids, I had to look it up. I didn't know what the alpha acids were for Chinook because I see it all the time for bitterness, and now I understand why. 11 to 15% alpha acids. And if you could imagine alpha acid percentages are about equivalent to ABV percentages
Okay,
on how
I'm
powerful it is.
I'm imagining.
Okay.
Paint me a word picture.
So your normal like flavoring hops that just barely bitter something are going to be in that 5% range. Anything in that higher 9% and above range, you're getting a lot of bitterness out of that one hop per gram. So imagine like we say, okay, a 9% hop or a 9% beer is going to get you drunk. It has. A 9% alpha acid hop is probably going to get your beer pretty quickly bittered versus some of the 5% versions out there.
Oh,
And some go up to like 25%. So
I like
Ooh,
this.
Lord.
Ooh, Lord.
this is awful. Ugh,
Okay, she hates it. I like it. The two of you.
I can't get the taste out of my mouth. This is so
an
bad.
IPA. It's
an IPA.
aggressively bittered hop.
Yeah.
It's not even. It doesn't
I
even
don't
taste
think
bitter
it's-
to me.
I don't think it's bad. I think it's just very aggressive in how much it's bittering.
But it doesn't. It's not the
Low-
bitter that bothers me. It's
This
some weird
also-
taste.
Also, Tyler just put a link up in the chat.
Yeah, I'm gonna find
Hop
it.
aged cheese. Do try this at home.
Yes, please. My wife, she went crazy. My wife,
My
she
wife.
went crazy this
Ooh.
past week on me. Oh,
Let's
Like,
see.
hop
let's-
aged cheese. I heard
Cascade
top
hops.
aged cheese, but
No,
hop aged cheese. Yes.
I said a hip hop.
hip hop hippity.
So, Casey, of your hobbies that you get into, this needs to be one of them.
This
This
is
should be
number
it.
3.
This is number 3. It needs to be beer, tea, and hop aged or infused cheese.
Jesus. I think this is like, could you imagine like a citrusy mozzarella and then throw that on a pizza?
That's fine.
Man, Tyler, you don't know his wife, but she is super mad at you right now.
Yeah. The amount of garnish that I purchase between olives. Oh my goodness. We talk a lot about Jungle Gyms.
The
but you oughta
olive
see
bar. He's
the
banned
tongue
from it from his
lashing
wife.
I got when I got home with $40 worth of olives.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
the
It's a
cheese
hell of an olive
counters.
bar.
I'm not much
Almost
better.
as- It's almost as bad as when you bought Cantillon.
Oh.
Sadly, the Cantillon was almost about the same price. It was just maybe just a smidgen higher than the olives were.
You ruined me on the
Yeah.
olive bar, though, because Kroger has the same olive bar.
No, they don't, but they have grape leaves. and I
Very
can't-
similar, and the grape leaves ruined me.
I can't keep her the fuck away from grape leaves. It is a problem.
So
If-
good.
If grape leaves were heroin, she would be fucking ODing on a daily basis.
You don't understand how much money I spent at Aladdin's in Hyde Park at my lunch break.
Fabulously, mighty Alba.
And the food is that good.
I heard
Okay.
Aladdin. I just went into.
It's a good name, but it's all Mediterranean food and it's delicious.
Yeah. So,
Wake it up.
okay. We need closing thoughts on this pack. We are over
All right.
on time.
I'm gonna say the Headwaters was fine. The best was probably the Prima and the Golden Monkey to me. So I think it's worth a buy.
Yeah, no, it's worth a buy. I like the Hop Devil. It is not. It is not that sessionable thing we were talking about with like
No.
how that first beer went, which is like, oh, you can't drink this quickly. It needs to be savored, or in Brittany's case, set on fire.
I don't know. I'm going for this
I
pretty
am not a
quick.
fan of that one. I can't get past the smell either. It smells and like it's like I just put dirty socks and underwear in my mouth.
I actually do
Sick.
enjoy the Hop Devil. Like it's nice, but it's aggressively hoppy.
But it's not bitter to me. Like you guys are saying the bittering agent's bad. No, it just tastes and smells like dirty flipping socks. Like why would you want to drink feet? I don't understand.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Quentin
Call-
Tarantino would disagree. But
I was going to say, call
moving
me
on.
Quentin Tarantino, but that's fucking delicious.
It doesn't taste bitter to me at all. It's that the weird taste and smell that I'm getting. I can't do it.
All right, Casey, Chris.
Okay, I'll go ahead. Buy this pack. It's amazing. The Hop Devil is actually the only beer out of this I'd had before.
Oh.
I liked it then. So, as we went through the pack, the Headwater started off good, ended kind of iffy, little cloying.
It is a very carbonated pack, so you're going to be burping.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you'll notice. The Prima Pills, world-renowned beer. One of the best beers in the world. Get it. Grab sixers of that. The Golden Monkey Belgian Triple
That was
with
good.
spice added is
Yeah.
fantastic. Loved it. High ABV. Be careful. The Hop Devil, amazing. This is reminding me a lot of old Stone. Like Stone when they had their Stones. Everyone's complained recently that Stone is not making these big, aggressive, in-your-face hop beers anymore. And they kind of aren't, but it's come with their popularity. They're making what people want now, because before Arrogant Bastard was what got them popular. And Hop Devil, I feel, is kind of Victory's not answer to that, but just them staying in the same place as that. It is so hop forward and just right there. If you want a big, intense hoppy beer,
bottle.
you can get a hold of those easy. Buy it.
Casey.
So I'm going to try to maintain focus here because the Golden Monkey has really messed me up. It's
Stay
getting
on
close to-
target.
I mean, it's past dinner time and I haven't eaten, and yet I've chugged basically half of all these beers. So
Stay on target.
I would say all of these I've had before, except for the Headwaters. It's also my least favorite of all of these beers.
Huh.
Hop Devil being the second of them. One of the things that really bothered me with Hop Devil was the fact that nothing to do with the beer, but the fact that they trademarked the flavor of it, menacingly delicious,
Yeah.
bothered me a
That's
little
dumb.
bit there. Prima is my go-to on these four. It's my go-to. Hey, give me a 6-pack of it. That's something that I would really like to drink all the time.
Yes.
Golden Monkey is when I go to a beer bar that's probably got less than 50 different beers, they're probably going to have a Golden Monkey there. And that's going to be the one that I go to and pick up to sip on when I don't want to spend, I could buy one Golden Monkey for what I could buy 2 of these other beers out there. So definitely could go with that. And I think that's probably the way I go with this pack. Hop Devil on that end just doesn't do it for me on the side of an IPA. It's not fresh enough. It's too much of that piney resinous-y side, and I'm not a real big fan of that. So cool.
Bob, did you say
overall,
yours?
buy, don't buy, try,
Follow your heart. Split a case with friends.
split some with friends. Absolutely, I think that's the best way to go on this.
Always split some with friends. I mean, that's the prime way to have
friends
beer.
over and split a whole taster box. That's the way it should go. Everyone
Works
gets
out.
their own bottle.
Bob, what did you think?
Didn't I already say?
I don't remember.
He let us.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I started this.
Is it
You
what
already
is
said too.
what is my I don't understand what my hang up is on the Hop Devil.
You just don't like
It's
it.
fine. You just don't like it.
You don't like
tasty
piney
and
resinous
subjective.
hops. That's what it came
I'm
down
not
to.
a super big fan of Hop Devil. It's my third to last favorite. So
Brittany, taste is subjective, and you can like or not like whatever you decide.
I
not
know,
to.
but
I was going to save this for after the show, but I do think that you are a super taster, and we need to kind of delve
know what
into
that
this a
means.
little bit more. Huh?
I don't know what that means. I'm
Did
worried.
Did she get a cape and
I
an
better.
insignia on her chest?
So there's a certain percent of the population that are very sensitive when tasting. I don't know what it is, but it's a very small percent of the population, and I think you're one of them. And that
Great.
goes on a few different things that you say, but also DMS, dimethyl sulfide, which shows up to us like canned corn, can actually show up like tomato sauce. And so all these times that you're saying Campbell's tomato soup, I think you might be going that direction.
Huh.
And picking up DMS.
All right. So before I start trying to buy Brittany custom capes on the internet, let's go ahead and close this show out.
We gotta close
Just
this
make sure
baby
that
out.
the eye mask though can fit my glasses because I can't see anything.
No, because capes and eye masks aren't necessarily correlated. You're
We'll
thinking of
delve-
Robin.
We're gonna delve more into Wicked Weed, and we didn't even bring up Lagunitas. We'll talk about that post show
Oh.
if you're gonna hang
If we
around.
do-
Yeah.
We're gonna
if
talk.
we do remake the album art, we have to get Brittany a cape.
Yay! Oh wait, but if we've learned nothing from what's it?
No capes.
No capes.
Mm.
Oh my god.
In The Incredibles?
The Incredibles.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
No capes.
All right. Well,
I will take the eye
All
mask though.
Casey, close this
Subscribe
out.
and get some great resources at haveadrinkshow.com. Follow us at Have a Drink Show on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and of course on YouTube. Like us and give us a subscribe on there as well. Click subscribe. And please rate the show on iTunes to help spread the word.
and don't forget to tell us your favorite drink, ask a question, or leave some general feedback. You can use the email address feedback@haveadrinkshow.com or use the feedback page on the website. And we always love to hear from everybody. I'd love to do a whole feedback episode one time.
Oh.
if we got
Yes, please bring it in, kids.
Give it to us so we can do that.
any dumb question. You doesn't even have to be beer related. We'll do a whole episode.
Just like an Ask Twitter segment or something. Even that'd be great, like they do on TMS.
That'd be awesome.
All right, guys. Yeah, all joking and fun aside, we'd like to remind everyone to please drink responsibly. Important to us. Don't drink and drive. Uber, Lyft, get around however you can. Don't drink and drive.
Yes.
Don't do it. It's against the law.
Know your limits as well. That's another. Know if you have liver disease. Know that before you start drinking.
Look, that's getting awfully personal. So, Brittany, how about you you wrap us up?
All right, check us out in another couple of weeks for the next video episode. And remember to check out our educational-focused audio-only episodes. The next one being on our third part in the series on Prohibition.
God, I'm afraid of how that one's going to turn out.
Oh, Jesus.
Spoiler
I haven't even
alert.
started editing it yet, so...
Spoiler alert, we do get to drink beer again.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, and spoiler alert, we may have been super drunk by
We
that
may have
point.
been drinking for an entire afternoon by the time that third one came around. And if you listen to the
About a
second one,
6-hour drunk right there.
things
Yeah.
were getting kind of tipsy and off topic.
You can tell how drunk I am because I will not let anyone finish in that second episode.
You were excited. It's fine. All right. So once again, I'm Brittany Lee Walker.
I'm Justin Frazier.
I'm Christopher Walker.
And I'm Casey Price. See you next time.
Bye, guys.
Stay for the post show.
Post show.
Host.
Post.
Have a bathroom break.